Alrighty. So, next one is shoulder blades. So the shoulder blades and the scapula have a special, are special in the body. Why? Because they're not a joint. Yeah, they don't have capsular space. They don't have vertebrae, like any of that sort. But they can still move on the rib cage. That's why, like, shoulder elevation and protraction and retraction are the functions of the scapula. But what you do, it feels like you're moving your shoulder, but what you're actually doing is you move your scapula on the rib cage. So your rib cage, you can feel the start of your rib cage. It's going down here and then it's going back up, and it actually goes all the way around. So your scapula is sitting on top of your rib cage, and then it's moving however you want to engage the muscles to make it move. So that's what brings the shoulder up or shoulder down, or to the front or to the back. This is all your scapula. Okay, so basically, like I just said, it has four functions. Number one is elevation. Number two is depression, so pressing your shoulders down actively, engaging your lats mostly, and your teres minor and your teres major, and all the muscles that are in there as well. And here's a lot of traps, levator, so you squeeze that up. And then you have protraction, which is squeezing your shoulder blades to the front. Imagine like you want to open them up and away from each other in the back, using your chest muscles, your pecs, to squeeze them to the front. And retraction, meaning you want to squeeze them together in the back. Yeah, those are the four functions. So now, compensations you want to pay attention to while doing scapular cars are definitely the extension of the rib cage and the thoracic spine. So when I'm retracting my shoulder blades, I'm not opening up my rib cage, I'm not opening up my thoracic spine. I'm really just trying to engage my muscles to squeeze my scapulas back together, as if I want to squeeze something in between them. Same goes for the protraction. If you want to squeeze them to the front, I'm not pushing my spine to the back. It's really just about squeezing my shoulders and my scaps to the front. Other compensations, I mean, anything that's tilting when you elevate your shoulder, or it's not about bringing your ear to your shoulder, it's about bringing your shoulder to your ear. So you really want to keep everything really stable and use the scapula. Cool. Now, we're gonna do right side because I think that's a little bit easier to see for the camera. So you can have different positions. Position number one can be, you can just put your arm to the side and put them in like squeeze your fist. It's a long arm. And then we have the four different positions. You can also put them out 45 degrees, so kind of diagonal away from your body. I prefer this position because I can check a little bit better for the alignment of my arm. So my elbow, my wrist, and my shoulder always want to be on the same height. So when I'm elevating my shoulder blade now, what happens is my whole arm goes up. I'm not elevating here, or I'm not depressing around here. Yep. You can also do that with the arm down. Cool. I'm going to do it once in this direction. We're just going to do the one arm. You can do it both arms at the same time. And I'm also going to show you some progressions and regressions. Okay, so first thing you want to do is tighten your core, tighten your rib cage, strong stance. Thoracic spine is engaged, but not like out or in. Just hold it in place with your tension. What you want to do then is you want to squeeze back. Imagine you want to squeeze your shoulder blade around your rib cage towards your spine. Now you want to stay back and you want to squeeze it up as much as you can, so you're in retraction and elevation at the same time. You're trying to not open here, but try to keep this closed. Keep your head straight. Now you stay up and you squeeze to the front, pushing your shoulder to the front, not your hand, but your shoulder. You're still up, and then you stay front and you go down. And then you go down, you go back again, and that's 1 rep. You can also do it in the other direction. So you want to squeeze to the front, stay down, go up into elevation and protraction. You want to stay up and retract. And then you want to stay in the back and depress. So you're in retraction and depression. Good. So you basically move like a square. Your shoulder blade wants to move like a square. I'm going to show the other side as well. Oh no, I think that makes sense. So you can do it with both sides at the same time. This has benefits, but also it may be a little bit harder to focus on it. So it's way easier to squeeze your shoulder blades together at the same time because they move in context to each other, just as well as it is easier to squeeze them away from each other. Yeah, so you can do it like this. Also, there's a balance then. Yeah, so you can focus on you. It's really easy to see if you're extending here because, yeah, you can just focus on different things. So it has benefits to do both at the same time, but you can also train your body to really just use one shoulder blade because you're able to do that, and that's a good thing. And then you want to move them around. Progressions definitely would be anything that's in a push-up position in any sort of form. So if you do it, for example, on the wall, that's one part, like that's kind of a progression. But it's also helpful because it really helps you to keep your hands in the same place. If you want to put the more diagonal and the more horizontally you go, the harder it will get. So obviously when we're down here on the floor, you can do the same thing in a quadruple stance. Put your knees on the floor, put your hands on the floor, and then you retract your shoulder blades, squeeze them down, push them to the front, elevate them to the back, and then you have a nice proper warm-up for your shoulders and shoulder blades. If you want to make it even harder, you go into push-up position, have the same movement, retraction, elevation, protraction, depression. Yeah. You can also do that in a plank. That's like the one in between, I would say. This makes it, in my opinion, a little bit harder to move your shoulder blades because I don't know, it's just a little bit easier to keep the balance here. Plus, it feels like you have more space to move when your arm is long. At least for me, that's the case. So when I'm down here and I do the plank position, and then now I have to do the same movement, it feels a little bit more limited, but it's an option. Anything else? No, I think that's it.